Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full discography of Bob Dylan. And today I'm going to be talking about his second studio album from 1973, titled Dylan. Now, Dylan is the subject of a lot of controversy, or controversy might not be the right word. Um, how do I say this correctly? This is one of his less least regarded, least enjoyed records. Why? Well, basically, this is a compilation album of unreleased stuff. So why am I including it? Um, because it's not a compilation of already released stuff, and in that regard, it qualifies as a new studio album. Wikipedia, Rate Your Music, they all qualify this as a regular Dylan release. Yet, in the release itself, in the selection of these songs, Dylan had nothing to do with it. So, where do these songs come from? Um, a lot of the songs come from 1970 and either the self portrait sessions or the new morning sessions. And Columbia assembled it, not asking Dylan for his opinion, and just put it out as another record. Well, what to say of this collection of songs? First of all, it does lack a unity, and that element indeed makes it one of the weaker records in Dylan's body of work. As a matter of fact, looking at what I've been reviewing, and I'm going through this chronologically, I think this definitely qualifies as the least record till now. Yet, I'm gonna point some moments out which I enjoy. And that may sound a little bit strange since I was a little bit skeptic or had my um, I had critique on John Wesley Harding. Now, John Wesley Harding is obviously a better album than this one, but I did notice with John Wesley Harding certain new elements, certain I'd even say writing fatigue. That doesn't make the album bad, but that is a moment in which you notice there are um, uh, the bubble is not the bubble. Um, it it has its scars. It has its scars. It's not not the complete brilliance of Dylan. So I approached that with a different um, expectation than I approached this record, Dylan. I approached this with the idea of having to listen to a bunch of crap, basically. And if you step in that with that attitude, it's not that bad. Though, looking at side one, the Ballad of Sarah Ira Hayes is good. Lily of the West doesn't really do it for me. Then you get a cover song, Can't Help Falling in Love. And I notice, especially now I'm doing these early 70s records by Dylan, that I do not mind his covers. Uh, as a matter of fact, that Can't Help Falling in Love, I kind of enjoy. Really, it's not brilliant. It's not better than Elvis Presley's version, but I do really enjoy it when Dylan is um, trying different territories. When you read his biography, he points out that he mostly saw himself as somewhat of a troubadour, somebody who plays music, so somebody who performs songs, and he's mostly regarded as a writer, but he definitely is a performer, and he is constantly looking for new ways to play songs. So when he does something like cover a song, although he has the reputation of not always being the best vocalist, I disagree, by the way, because I think he has a very interesting timbre and approach and a unique personality, which makes covering interesting, which makes his songs interesting, but which makes covering interesting. So that's also why I do enjoy a cover like Can't Help Falling in Love. And that also gets me to side two, Mr. Beau Jangles. that might be the best song on this album, which doesn't say a lot, but I think it's the best song on the album because Dylan at this point has a certain romance in his voice, or romance. Um, and Mr. Bojangles is one of those songs that really benefits from that. I always associate Mr. Bojangles with this pure jazz tradition, a big crooner song, and Dylan adapting it to his own style gives it a certain new freshness. The way he tells the story, and Mr. Bojangles is one of those songs with a great storyline involved. It does it for me. It's a really good opener. Marianne is okay. Then he does Big Yellow Taxi, a Joni Mitchell cover. Um, Again, I prefer the original. Joni Mitchell is brilliant, a brilliant writer, brilliant performer. Nevertheless, the fact that Dylan goes in and does this Joni Mitchell song in his own unique way, not having the vocal capacities like Joni Mitchell really swifts between low and high easily, volume wise. She has a lot of capacities. Dylan doesn't have that, but the fact that within his limitations and within his strengths as interpreting, something interesting happens. It also might be a very simple situation in which um, you put in the record, you recognize a song. Oh, that's fun. I recognize that song. That might also be the case here. No, nevertheless, I'm positive for what it is because if you hear a bad cover, you're very likely to hate it. At least I have that. When somebody messes with something you love, you get angry. I don't get angry. I think he did a good job. The other songs, "A Fool Such as I," and that doesn't really do it for me. Spanish is the loving language of the loving language, loving tongue. Oh, it's okay. It's not really good. It's a really messy album. Overall, it's a messy album. And pointing out the moments that I did enjoy may give it a may give you the wrong impression. This definitely is the least, but it does contain interesting moments by Bob Dylan, and that's why I don't love it. I'm not gonna play it that often. I didn't hate listening to it, and it does show some interesting moments with Bob Dylan, and those moments I did enjoy. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.